Hello everyone, Pete here, and a ton of reviews have poured in over the last 24 hours for the brand new Xbox Ally X PC gaming handheld. Let's blast through the top 10 key takeaways to get an overall picture of both the great and also the potentially not so great aspects of the device. Plus I'll share the top 2 recurring themes from researching the many hours of reviews on the Xbox Ally X, how the handheld may actually change our toilet habits, and I'll also share something I'm really gutted about. A quick note as we start that I'll leave links to every vid we analyse here below in the comments. They're all absolutely worth watching, so please do go and check each one of them out after watching this vid. So key takeaway 1 is from Denki, in how he highlights the disparity between a smooth Xbox console-like experience and what the Xbox Ally X actually is, which is a PC gaming handheld, with these two being a big difference, and this particularly being noticeable in the extraordinarily long setup process of the Xbox Ally X.
Initial setup for this thing out of the box took me like 45 minutes to an hour at least, and that's even with fast internet. Mind you, this is all running pre-release software, so I'm sure this will all improve, especially as units get updated out of the factory. But even still, don't expect Xbox console levels of convenience here. It is still a PC, for better or for worse.
Linked to this at 2 is another area that may be particularly jarring to console gamers entering the world of PC handheld gaming for the very first time with the Xbox Ally X, which is how third-party launchers like Steam just don't have a smooth console-like feel, even within this new dedicated Xbox full screen experience mode.
For a bit of a reality check, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are definitely some rough edges to this experience. For example, Steam sometimes likes to clash with this Xbox interface, automatically opening in big picture mode by default when you hit that Xbox button. This does make for a comical bit of sensory overload, but you can absolutely turn this off in Steam settings. But all this goes to show that launchers won't always play nice with these new Windows changes right off the bat.
Next up at 3 is CNET, and this was a pretty negative review overall, with the reviewer just not recommending the Xbox Ally X at that $1,000 price point, with one of the negative points highlighted being the buggy software at launch.
I also want to note some odd bugs I continually ran into while testing. When playing games, everything ran smoothly. I could hop between different settings, have party chats going, download games in the background, gaming was fine. But outside of that, I would constantly lose controller input. Often, I would even boot up a game and couldn't navigate the menus, resulting in me having to restart and just cross my fingers. Numerous times, I would wake the system from sleep and couldn't button my PIN number in, forcing me to have to use the touchscreen to unlock the device. There's also an issue of Windows getting in the way of itself. Several times a different program would pop up and want to take control, like hitting the guide button while playing an Xbox game and having Steam open up for some reason.
At 4 was a much more positive review by the powerhouse that is IGN, which noted that the Xbox Ally X is not just an incremental but an evolution of PC gaming handhelds. And check out what they say just after this too. Wow.
So while we would hesitate to call the Xbox Ally X an Xbox, no matter what Microsoft's marketing claims, it does feel like a clear evolution of handheld gaming PCs and a sign of what's to come once the full screen experience launches for all PCs sometime in 2026. Either way, the Xbox Ally X is the new benchmark for handheld gaming PCs for the foreseeable future.
Key takeaway 5 is how much of a difference the new grip handles make in creating much more comfortable gaming sessions in our hands. And again, IGN in their glowing review heaped high praise on these. And while myself and many others kind of mocked these grips in those early leaked prototype pics, maybe these could be a real game changer after all.
2 jutting plastic grips meant to emulate an Xbox controller. After using the device for about a week, we can see the vision. Because despite the Xbox Ally X weighing more than the original Ally X, it's even more comfortable, and that older handheld was no slouch either. That's because the weird controller fits more naturally into your hands and avoids the problem some of the other handhelds run into, where they start to dig into your hands after a little while.
6 relates to fan noise and also heat, and this comes courtesy of the legend that is the Phawx, who had by far the most comprehensive review of the Xbox Ally X. Like seriously, if you're super into benchmarks and stats, then you have to check his review out. And while the Phawx had huge praise of how quiet the fan noise is on the Xbox Ally X, he did raise some concerns regarding the heat around the SD card area. Yikes. So let's really hope we don't get a repeat of what happened with the original ROG Ally. Check this out.
talking about like thermals and fan noise. Fan noise is basically non-existent even when you push it to max. It is slightly audible even at max. Mostly it's completely fine. I don't think anyone is going to care about the fan noise at all. I don't really need to talk about it much over that. Thermals wise, you don't really feel it at all anywhere. The only thing that I will say that is a bit odd, and I don't remember seeing this on the Xbox Ally, the ROG Ally X or the ROG Ally, is that when I had my SD card in, it gets blazingly hot. And maybe I just didn't notice it, but for sure, it still gets blazingly hot, or it does get blazingly hot on the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X. So do be mindful of it. Like I just had my finger there and it was hot, like super hot.
Key takeaway 7 is a big one, and whether the Xbox Ally X is really worth the extra $100 over the current ROG Ally X. And the Phawx states that how the performance boost at the lower 15 watts within games plays a significant role in the answer to this question.
Is this at $100 more worth it? The answer is 100% yes. 100% yes. If you were interested in getting that much more performance, you will get that at the high end, and you'll get 30-ish% performance boost at 15 watts, so at a lower TDP, if you really wanted to maximize your battery life. So don't forget about that angle. You're not always just going to be pushing max power on this. If you want to get better power at 15 and 17 watt, this is going to offer significantly better performance at those same TDPs.
Linking to this at 8, let's delve further into the impact this new Z2 Extreme AI chip plays. As you great viewers voted in yesterday's community poll here on the channel, that this new chip is the biggest reason why most are buying the Xbox Ally X, with a whopping 61% of the votes. And one of my absolute fave tech reviewers in Dave2D highlighted that yes, it really is at that lower end power wattages where the Z2 Extreme AI chip really shines.
The black one, the ROG Xbox Ally X, the more powerful one, runs the Z2 Extreme chip. And this runs Zen 5 architecture. It's a strong performer for a PC handheld, but the biggest strength is in the performance you get at lower wattages. This is where the chip really shines and where it does a lot better than the Z1 Extreme chip from the previous generation.
Key takeaway 9 is a significant question that many of us have that Dave2D answers, and that is which is comfier, the Steam Deck or the brand new Xbox Ally X.
When I first saw this thing, I was like, this is so ugly, but it feels awesome in hand. And the more I use it, the more I like it. In fact, I like this more than I like the Steam Deck ergonomics. I've always said that Steam Deck nailed the feel of this device, but I think the ROG Xbox Allies are even better.
And at 10 is just how good is the new haptic feedback on the Xbox Ally X's new grips? And this was answered by the most chill YouTuber dude in all of our PC handheld gaming community in cyber, Dopamine.
Another crazy thing I'm noticing is this is so weird. I didn't know this didn't exist until now. Good haptics. I don't know what they're doing with this thing, but when you shoot, like you feel that rumble, you feel that kick. And it's not some freaking motor at the bottom right. There's like, I don't know how many motors are in here, but the vibration is like solid. Like you feel like you just shot an RPG at a helicopter, you feel that thing freaking coming down and blowing up. It's so cool. And it's like strong and it's tight. It doesn't feel loose or cheap. And that's a big deal. I didn't know that was a big deal, but it's a big deal.
And as a little bonus key takeaway, Cyber highlights how the Xbox Ally X actually doubles up as a clock, and also how it will actually change our habits when going to the toilet.
What I've noticed with this handheld is you can hold it super secure. It looks like a GAT low key. Like you know, you do that at the airport, people are gonna, but like this ain't going nowhere, dude. You know what I mean? And so what I found myself doing is I don't put the Ally down and then go do something. It's just like an Xbox controller, right? You got to go pee. You're holding your Xbox controller. Let's be real here. Some of the time.
You're an absolute legend, Dope. Don't ever change. So the two overarching themes in the many hours of researching all the reviews for this vid are that, number one, Asus and Microsoft have absolutely nailed the hardware on the Xbox Ally X, especially the new grips and impulse triggers, although as the Phawx pointed out that there may be concerns around the heat of the SD cards, so let's keep a close eye on that. And number two is that while the new software, especially this new Xbox full screen experience, isn't perfect by all means, and in fact maybe a little bit buggy at launch, that it is a huge step in the right direction by Microsoft for Windows PC gaming handhelds. One viewer called Yan DJ who commented in Cyber's vid was particularly bang on the money though, in that while companies like Asus and Lenovo are striving to make fancier and more expensive handhelds, but for some reason aren't scrambling to nail down true sleep and resume, which is such a basic and fundamental feature in a handheld. Of course, I plan on doing my own full review when I manage to get the Xbox Ally X, so stay tuned for that, but it is completely sold out everywhere here in the UK. And this is the thing I'm gutted about, as even though I've dedicated over 2 years now and literally thousands of hours in making so many guides and tutorials for the ROG Ally and PC gaming handhelds in general, that with the channel being smaller than all of these other reviews that I've covered in this vid, I still get overlooked by Asus and just cannot get a pre-release model to review the week before. So can I ask a really small request that if you've ever enjoyed even just one vid here on the channel, then to subscribe, to give the channel a massive boost in the hope that one day I will be considered to get hold of and review future handhelds ahead of their release. Thanks so much. I'd love to hear your thoughts in all of the reviews of the Xbox Ally X that you've read or watched, and especially if you're one of the few lucky ones to get Xbox Ally X on release day yesterday, and how your first 24 hours have been, so let us all know below in the comments. And as a thank you for watching this far, I'd love to share this awesome quote. Your peace will cost you people who thrive in chaos. Pay it. As the Black Eyed Peas once sang, so many people in life are just addicted to the drama. And if we have friends, family or work colleagues who are robbing us of our peace, then maybe it's just time to make some changes and distance ourselves from them to protect our mental health and well-being. So stay encouraged today, guys. And as an extra bonus treat for staying right to the end, here's our gorgeous rescue cat and her name is Pancake. And if you've just got the Xbox Ally or Ally X or are thinking of getting one, then check out my ultimate guide, packed with 2 full hours of tips, guides and tutorials for it. Don't forget to like if you haven't done so already. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.